on a very cloudy, overcast Friday. And we got a lot to get to, a lot of breaking news. Is Conor McGregor a rapist? Well, I'll share my opinions on that based on evidence, what we know, what we've heard after Game 4 of the NBA Finals. Something was going on in that bathroom. We're going to talk about that. Me and Guy are going to discuss. And later on in the program, Paul McKeskey, 11-year NBA veteran. I almost said 7. 11-year NBA veteran and 20-year coach, going to be joining us. John Morant has been suspended 25 games. We're going to kind of dive deep into that. I think he got a slap on the wrist. We'll get into that later on in the program as well. And a little. I hope what doesn't happen in Vegas. What happened, I should say, in Denver during the parade there, where people lost their lives. That better not happen in Vegas tomorrow night. We'll talk a little bit about that. And I had an interesting experience at the Target yesterday. We're going to talk a little bit about that as well. Guy David joining me, of course. Guy, how you doing, my man? Happy Friday.
Happy Friday. Love Fridays. Packed show as well.
Yes, we have a lot. We have
the
a lot
world
to get
doesn't
to.
end.
Yes.
For talking points.
No, it doesn't.
For media, does it? Or radio hosts.
You're right about that, my man. And let's get right into it. So I got some text messages from a few people yesterday because there was a video circulating online. A guy by the name of John. I won't even mention his last name. We'll just call him John. John, the right winger. There's a video circulating online of him in front of a Target. He's on a motorcycle. And he's going around in the motorcycle, apparently telling parents not to shop at Target. Why? Because he's a right-wing buffoon, and he's a bigot, and he's harassing customers walking in, and I guess some of them were harassing customers walking out as well. We have audio to play for you with this whole Target thing, which shouldn't be a scandal, by the way. Target's selling some clothes with some rainbows on it, pro-gay, pro-transgender stuff. It's like, who cares, right? Who cares?
It's Pride Month.
Yeah, it's Pride Month. Who cares? But bigots do. Apparently.
It's not a permanent fixture at Target either.
Exactly.
It's just this 1 month.
Exactly. So I want to play for you the video of this guy, John. Apparently this guy used to be a Clark County teacher, and I guess he quit. I don't know. Might have been fired. I don't know the truth. And then he opened up his own math institute place. So apparently he felt like he had nothing better to do during the day than to show up on his motorcycle because he's such a tough guy, and show up at a Target in a parking lot and tell people not to shop at Target because Target is indoctrinating our kids, and God forbid they sell a shirt with a rainbow on it. So I want you to listen to this audio, and the woman that's taken the video is one of the MAGA morons as well. I just want to play this audio for you, and then we'll talk about it. This is in Las Vegas at a local Target here.
And you were saying, Johnny?
You hear my quote from Rage Against the Machine?
Yes.
If you don't take action now, you settle for nothing later. That's simple.
Yep, and that's exactly what we've been getting. Conservatives have been getting nothing, and we're tired of it.
Time to take the power back.
Yep, take it all back. Take the rainbow back, too. So we got all our friends looking at us, waving. But they're we're still going.
I'm going to ride up and down and mutter to people, don't take your kids to Target.
Okay, do it.
Wish me luck.
All right, let's go, Johnny. Bye.
I'm going to mutter to people, don't take your kids to Target. Wow, you're a real patriot. You're really a bright guy. Wow, what a patriot you are. I'll tell you what, why don't we go in front of your math institute and mutter to parents, don't take your kids to the math institute. How would you feel about that, you idiot?
So you went there?
So I saw this video, and yeah, before I talk about how I went
So
there.
you saw the video first?
Yeah.
Okay.
Saw the video first. Take the rainbow back. What does that mean?
I got no idea what that means.
Take the rainbow back? Is she referring to the LGBT community? What do you mean take it back? It's not gone. The rainbow represents equality and pride for being who you are, in this case being gay. What does she mean take the rainbow back? What the hell is... What is, these people are so dumb. What is she talking about? And then he says, take the power back. What, you're taking power back because you don't want parents to shop at Target because they're selling pro-gay, pro-LGBTQ shirts?
For 1 month.
Does that make any sense at all?
None of this makes sense. I still don't quite know what they're protesting.
I don't understand.
It's Pride Month for a month. And do you know what, Brian? Why just Target? Like, literally, why just Target? It is Pride Month. If you're going to do this, these are some of the companies I found that are also representing Pride Month. Chick-fil-A, Nike, Adidas, LA Dodgers, Lululemon, obviously Bud Light, which is owned by Anheuser-Busch. So you've got to also boycott all Anheuser-Busch products. Bank of America, hey, you're going to change bank accounts this month and then go back to them? Well, why just Target? All these companies are doing it. I find it would be absolutely exhausting. Every purchase you make has to match your personal views, right? Trying to work out what aligns with your personal views everywhere you shop. Because I have places that maybe they don't align with my personal views, but I don't go digging in and looking into it because I just like shopping sometimes or doing what I want to do.
I agree. Let me ask you a question, Guy. What type of person do you have to be that you wake up in the morning and you say to yourself, I know what I'm going to do today. I'm going to have a really productive day. I'm going to go hang out in the Target parking lot in my Tough Man motorcycle, and I'm going to mutter to parents, don't shop at Target. What type of person do you have to be, and what type of exciting life do you have to be living to say to yourself when you wake up in the morning, this is what I want to do with my day? What type of person are you?
Well, could right-wing people also say that about the BLM protests as well?
Well, here's the difference in my opinion. The BLM protest, and I'm talking about the overwhelming majority of people that did not commit violent acts, because that's just the truth. There were agitators. There were people that did some very bad things.
But these Target people didn't either, right? They
No,
weren't violent acts.
But here's the difference here. For protesting for equality, which is, by the way, what the LGBTQ community has been protesting for decades and decades and decades, protesting for people to be treated as equals, and then protesting against shirts that are being sold that are pro-gay and pro-transgender. One is appropriate, and one is an honor to do, and you're on the right side of history, and the other makes you a bigot. That's the difference here. You have a right, your First Amendment rights, to go on a public sidewalk, but you can't harass people, and that's where it comes to me, right? I went to this Target yesterday, and there were several people that were protesting.
Were you wearing normal attire, or did you have like a MAGA shirt on
No,
or something? So
no.
what, trolling MAGA shirt on?
No, I went out there, and one of the ladies screamed at me and said, you're a pedophile.
A pedophile?
Yeah, these people don't know even what the definition of a pedophile is.
Hang on. What's pedophilia got
You
to do
have
with Pride Month?
an attraction to kids, a sexual attraction to kids, or you touch kids inappropriately, you are a pedophile. Because you wear something that is pro-gay or pro-transgender, in their eyes, they think that's what makes you a pedophile, because they're so dumb they don't even understand what the definition of a pedophile is.
Wait, this has confused me completely.
Yeah, it's confusing to me until you just stop getting in the weeds and say to yourself, these people are idiots. They're very stupid. And I have some audio to prove it for you. So here is some audio of this woman in front of a Target and people just harassing people that are driving by. This happened in Las Vegas. Have a listen to this.
No one needs to know who you're sexually attracted to. Your sexual preference is not a topic for children.
Why do you talk about how you have sex and need everybody else to validate you?
Why do you support pedophilia?
Why do you need my child to validate your sex
He's wearing a
life?
mask.
That seems like a loser.
He's wearing a mask.
He has a mask on! He's wearing a mask!
He's wearing a mask.
Okay,
Still wearing a mask. Oh my God, he's a mask wearer.
Arrest Fauci!
Oh look, he loves Are you pregnant yet? Oh my God! Hey, that's what it is.
So I guess according to these people, if you shop at Target, that means you have sex with kids. If you shop at Target, or if you sell shirts with rainbows on them, or pro-gay or pro-transgender apparel, that must mean you're attracted to kids. Ladies and gentlemen, this is mental illness, and this is pure ignorance. And the same people that are protesting, Target, are also the same people that will scream out, arrest Fauci. They're the same type of people. They're the people that Hillary Clinton described as deplorables. And by the way, she was right. Not every person that voted for Donald Trump is a deplorable. Not every person that voted for Donald Trump is labeled a MAGA. Those are MAGAs. Those are deplorables. Those are bigots. Those are people that are not very bright, and they think that if you are shopping at Target, you must be having sex with children, or you're some sort of pedophile. Let me remind all of you the type of things that they're selling at Target. And when I went in there yesterday, I didn't even see the section. I didn't even
It's
see it.
a small section.
Yeah, I didn't even see it. But if I did, I've seen it on social media. They're selling pro-gay shirts, pro-transgender shirts, which I see absolutely nothing wrong with. And anybody who sees that that's indoctrinating our kids or you're pushing stuff on people, you are a bigot.
Well, that was the biggest bunch of gibberish I've ever heard.
Yeah.
We heard Fauci, we heard pedophilia, we heard everything while
Yeah.
they're outside protesting Pride Month at Target. Let me tell you this. I shop at Target, and it's hard to find another place to shop because Target is so accessible and has so many different things that you need. But I shop at Target for my 4-year-old son. If I'm walking in there to buy my 4-year-old son a shirt or some shoes for school or something along those lines, and someone called me a pedophile, that wouldn't go down real well with me, I've got to say, because it is so off the mark and it's so wrong and it's harassment. I take it personally like it is harassment.
Yeah.
By the way, Walmart sells the exact same stuff.
Oh, I'm sure they
have
do.
the exact same section.
I'm sure they do.
There's a list of businesses about
Yeah.
30 businesses long. If you're going to do this fairly, boycott them all.
You were just at the Aces game last night.
Yeah. Yeah, I went for
Pride
a little
night.
bit. Yeah, it was Pride night, and everybody had a good time, and it's about celebrating who you are and being okay with who you are, whatever your sexuality is. And these bigots that were hanging out in front of Target, we have some more audio, by the way. It gets worse. Here's some more of these MAGA morons that were protesting in front of Target. Have a listen to this.
Shopping at Target is supporting evil. You're a bad parent for shopping at Target.
That's it. That's just it.
That's just it. So apparently it's evil to wear a pro-gay shirt or a pro-LGBTQ shirt or a pro-transgender shirt. Apparently that's evil. It's evil to want equality, according to these people who probably call themselves really good Christians, by the way, because I'm sure Jesus would talk this way.
Well, can I ask you something, Brian?
Yeah.
There are people still that believe homosexuality is a sin and are
Sure.
deeply
They're
religious.
bigots. They're bigots. They hide behind their religion.
Right, so if those people were protesting and they were staying on that topic, on that point of view, they weren't throwing around pedophile or any other language, is that okay that they have their opinion on that based on their religion or not?
Listen, you have the right to your opinion, but you don't have the right to harass people. And these people in front of Target were harassing people. People should be able to go into a business that they want to go into and not be harassed, not be bothered. They should be able to go in and shop and do whatever they want. Whether you want to buy a pro-gay shirt or not for your kid, whether you want to bring your kids there, it doesn't matter. It's a free country. It's okay to have freedom of speech, but it's not okay to harass people. And let me even take this a step further. This is a mesmerizing conversation. So one of the MAGAs out there that's, thinks that Target selling pro-gay shirts is just the worst thing in the world, and it's so terrible. Listen to the conversation that he's having with this
4
woman,
weeks a year.
and he makes the case that athletes taking a knee, quote, started all this gay stuff. Have a listen to this.
It was.
The knee and then the gay stuff and all. I was watching a baseball game and they were flashing some satanic symbols on the background. It was a Cubs game.
Yep,
Chicago for you.
they don't. Whoa. No, we don't
Chicago
need
is
colors.
Democratic run completely.
Actually wrong.
Is this like a Saturday Night Live skit? Like, are these real people?
You do wonder. You
Are these
really do
people
wonder.
are these people allowed to vote? Like, are these real human beings? The guy is trying to make the case that athletes taking a knee started all the gay stuff, as if taking a knee had anything to do with homosexuality. Taking a knee had to do with equality, and it had to do with police brutality and minorities being treated as equals when it comes to the police. But yet this guy's trying to make the correlation with athletes taking a knee and somehow, I don't know, fellatio or gay. I don't know what.
That is a stretch.
It's unbelievable.
It started with Colin Kaepernick protesting police brutality, whether you like it or not. That's how it started. It's got nothing to do with gay people. Where is this coming from?
I mean, I don't know what else to say other than you're severely misinformed and uneducated, and you need help. These people are mentally ill. These people need help. They're not very bright, and they need help. And
What was it, a Thursday yesterday?
Yeah,
Did they
I
miss
don't
a
know.
work day,
I don't know
or-
what else to say. And you know, the last cut that I'm going to play for you, there was a woman driving her car out of Target, right? Some people still choose to wear masks. Some people don't. Guess what? Just like the pro-gay stuff that's being sold in Target, I don't care. It's your life. If you want to wear masks, go ahead and do that, and I won't criticize you. I choose not to, but you have the right to wear a mask if you want to, just like you have the right to shop at Target, or Target has the right to sell pro-LGBT, transgender stuff. We have that right in this country, right? So this is what I mean by harassment. There's a woman driving out of Target, and she wasn't even wearing a mask, but she had a few masks on her dashboard, right? And listen to these MAGAs and what they're shouting at her. Listen to this.
Oh, look at the mask lady. She's got masks.
Wow,
Look at all the masks.
yeah, she's got a collection. Good job. Look at the collection. She's working on her collection.
No, that's just insulting.
For-
Do they know anything about that woman?
No.
Could she have been wearing masks for years before COVID even?
No.
Could she be severely immune compromised?
Yeah.
She could have some sickness we don't know about. There's a million different things, and they do that to her.
They obviously have no medical experience. They obviously are very, very ignorant. And I think a man who's despicable shouted out, "Are you a man or are you a woman?" These are despicable people. Again, Hillary Clinton called them deplorables because that's exactly what they are. They're deplorables. They're deplorable human beings. They're an embarrassment.
I don't get that mask thing at all. Who cares?
It's an embarrassment. And the bottom line here is that you can have an opinion and you can share your opinions and you have a First Amendment right, but when you're outside harassing people, that's where I draw the line, right? That's where I draw the line. And, I don't know how you feel about that, but it's one thing to have a First Amendment right, but it's another thing to be harassing people.
Go have a beer and cool off.
And apparently when you harass individuals and I call out those individuals, TikTok doesn't like that and they'll suspend you. That's what they do.
Did you just get
Did
suspended?
you get again?
That's what they do.
Right then.
When you call out, this is TikTok.
Wait, based on what you've said on radio today? Because you record.
Yep. They will suspend you for a week if you call out bigotry. Welcome to TikTok.
I thought you've been quite subdued today.
Yeah,
Relatively speaking.
I think I've been very subdued. Let me be very clear. Okay.
Hey, do me a favor. Appeal that.
Yeah. Let me be.
got kicked off
Let me be very clear. If you're this guy John, or you're any of those people that have been out there in front of Target, you are despicable pieces of human garbage. That's what you are. You are beyond moronic. You are homophobic. You are transphobic. You are everything that Jesus does not want you to be if you call yourself a good Christian. You are utterly disgusting. You are stupid. You are beyond dumb. You're uneducated. You're hateful. And oh yeah, you happen to be a MAGA supporter, which by the way shocks me. It shocks me. You won't see people wearing Biden signs or cult members out there telling people not to shop at Target that are Democrats. Why is that? It seems like the people that are anti-gay, anti-transgender happen to be MAGA supporters. Why is that? Is that just a coincidence? I think not. If you are such a loser and you are so dumb that you take it upon yourself to hold up a bunch of signs telling people not to shop at Target because they're selling some pro-gay and pro-transgender shirts, then you are the biggest loser of them all, and you are a bigot. It's as simple as that. And I don't care if people don't like it. I don't care if people don't like hearing the truth. You are scum of the earth, and you are a dumbbell. And you should look at yourself in the mirror. Why don't you learn how to be a parent? Yeah, I'm sure your kids must be very happy to know that their role models, their parents, took time out of their day to hang out in front of Target and shout at people and yell at people and harass people to not go into a Target store. What type of a loser are you that you decide to do that? This guy, John, who runs a math institute, I'm sure the parents at that school, I assume his business is still going. I don't know. Why don't we get a bunch of people to go out in front of your business in their tough guy motorcycles and tell the parents not to go into your math institute? Why don't we do that? Huh? Why don't we do that? How would you like that?
You just took it up a level after being suspended from
Yeah,
TikTok.
because I'm pissed off. It gets me angry. It's like, yeah, oh, lyrics, lyrics in a song told me to do blah 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 blah. You idiot, you moron. Let's go in front of your math institute and let's tell people not to go there
Look, I just don't know who has time.
because you're
for it.
indoctrinating our kids. I'll open up the phone line 702-221-7283, and again the
They-
number.
People might have got you at the wrong time now.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
I'm not happy. 702-221-7283 is the number to call. These are people. These are people that live in Las Vegas among us. These are dopes. These are dopes that live in Las Vegas that have nothing better to do with their time than to go in front of a Target and harass people. Why? Because they don't like the pro-gay and pro-transgender shirts that are being sold in Target. What type of a dumb loser are you that you have nothing better to do with
Brian.
your life than to do that? You dumb losers.
Does it make it any better that there is a lot of people in Las Vegas, millions these days, and there was only a handful of people doing it?
Yeah, I mean, that's a good point.
That there's not that many people
Yeah,
out there.
the overwhelming, you're right. The overwhelming people in Las Vegas would never do something like this because they're not idiots like these people. But it just still bothers me so much that these are probably the same people are probably bad parents, bad parenting. They tell their kids that being gay is probably a sin and it's so bad. And then the response by these people is, well, no, that's what the church tells me. That's what my religion tells me, which means I'm going to hide behind my bigotry and use my religion as an excuse. You idiots. You hypocrites, you morons, you homophobes, you hateful, ignorant, stupid people. That's what you are. All of you people that were outside of Target yesterday, and for all you people across the country that are holding up your signs and complaining about wokeness and Target selling these shirts, you're all a bunch of fools, and you're all a bunch of dummies, and you're all a bunch of homophobes is what you are. You idiots. Number to call, 702-221-7283. And again, the number to call if you want to be a part of the conversation. That number, if you want to join in, now is the time to do so. 702-221-7283. Let's start off with Carl. Hi, Carl. What's going on?
Hi, guys. You and your Australian counterpart, I'm going to ask for lunch. He'll probably know what I'm talking about. Is this Billy boiled yet? You know what that is?
I do not.
Oh, it's an Australian stew. They cook it.
I never knew that. What do you think about these people outside in front of Target?
Okay, I think I told you quite a long time ago, that it was in my field, and now I'm retired, of course, but generally you'll find that most people who are extremely hateful against something else, like homosexual or whatever, is psychologically their problem is they have fear of that in their own selves. And to get rid of it, they try to make it as hard on somebody else, to curse somebody else, to harass somebody else, as to make themselves look like, oh, I'm not that, I'm just the opposite. And a lot of people are like that. They actually have the fear of having that in their own psyche.
Yeah, I mean, that might be true. I just think that if you're one of those people that has that type of hatred in your heart, and you that ignorant of a human being with no life, clearly, that you've taken upon yourself that you have nothing better to do with your time than to protest people walking into a clothing store because you don't like some of the clothes that are being sold, then you are the definition of a loser. I don't know what else to say. You're a dumb loser. You're a dumb
more
loser.
than that. Yeah, they're part of a cult, obviously. They're part of a Trump cult.
Mm-hmm.
And all his base, they listen to what he, to try his own thoughts. And they because they hear this from the extreme right.
Yeah.
And they can't think for themselves, so they take this on their own personal thoughts. That if I'm not like that, I must be the opposite. You understand? So
exactly.
That's
Exactly. Look, I just don't care enough. You live once. Be nice to everyone. Give everyone an opportunity to do what they love to do. You have 80 years on this world. Thank you, Carl.
Thank you for the call, Carl. Again, the number to call if you want. And maybe you disagree with me. Maybe you think these people are right and Target's wrong. And 702-221-7283 is the number to call. Again, 702-221-7283. And, people are making a big deal, and Republicans and people on the right that I think are transphobes and homophobes, that, oh my God, they're selling tuck-friendly bathing suits. Okay, so first of all, okay, and this is important. A parent doesn't have to shop at Target. They don't have to bring their kids to Target. That's number one. It's a free country. And if you go into a Target store, you don't have to stop in that section. They have the right to sell what they want to sell. And if you don't like it, you don't have to buy it. If you don't like it, you don't have to shop there. 702-221-7283. And again, that number, 221-7283. Let's now go to Jason. Jason, what's going on?
Hey, I kind of agree with you, but first of all, you got to remember, Trump is not a god, because they follow Trump because he lies, and you can't believe in God and know that he's lying and still go with him. So these people are not only a cult, but they devil worshippers because you putting a false god in front of you.
I agree.
That's number one.
I agree.
And any moron that stands in front of a store and tries to stop people from shopping are not only moronic, but idiots. And so all you could do is just feel sad for them more than anything, because and more than anything, when you ever hear somebody talk about Biden and how come they don't investigate, all you have to do is tell them one thing. How many Democrats ran the FBI? You know how many? 0. Every person that ran the FBI was a Republican. So tell all these MAGA morons to tell them, get a person that we don't want no cult leaders to run the FBI, and that's why that Trump is being investigated, and all the rest of them should just go burn in hell and follow Trump.
I got to tell you, I agree with a lot of what you said. I got to tell you, if you ask most of these Republicans a definition of what wokeness is, they can't even give you a definition, and they don't even know the definition of what a pedophile is. Like, they're calling these people going in and out of Target pedophiles, which means you have an attraction towards young children, and or you're doing inappropriate things with children. I'm not sure how they can make that correlation and call people pedophiles for shopping at Target.
Well, here's something even greater. Woke was created in the 60s to let all African Americans know, stay woke, because we got to watch about oppression. And that's what the 60s and woke was. And so then the liberals, too many feminists got in it, and that's the reason why. But tell you the truth, woke has been around since the 60s.
Mm-hmm. And you know what? I don't see anything wrong with what Target is doing. I don't see anything wrong with Gay Pride Month. These are people that have been the victims, for decades and decades and decades because of their sexuality. They've been victims, and I see nothing wrong with it at all. And the people that have a problem with Gay Pride Month are bigots and homophobes and transphobes and whatever you want to call it. And sadly, the overwhelming majority of them, if not all of them, are MAGA supporters, because that's what his base is.
Well, I got to go. God bless
Thank you.
Take care.
Appreciate the call. 702-221-7283. And again, the number to call if you want to be a part of the conversation, 702-221-7283. I was a part of it. I don't recommend, and I'm not calling for any type of violence. I'm not calling for, getting in someone's face, in someone's personal space, but I am calling for pushback. Ooh. I got out of my car yesterday, and I had some choice words for some of these individuals, very similar to some of the words I'm using on the show right now. You have to be a special type of person. You really do. You have to be a special type of person.
Well, yeah, look, there might be natural pushback. Because, like I said, if someone came up to me and called me a pedophile when I have a 4-year-old son, there'd be some issues there. Understandably so. With no evidence, because you're walking into a store to buy your child a pair of shoes. It's utterly ridiculous, and it's got nothing to do with Pride Month. Where's the distinction between that, the correlation between that and Pride Month?
Yeah.
And wokeism. It's I don't understand it all.
I don't understand it either, and I try to use this analogy because it's an adult analogy, which I'm going to use right now.
Okay.
Maybe some people will understand it, because I have a sense that the people that were in front of Target that were calling people pedophiles are the people that are probably going into sex stores every day. But anyway, say you go into a sex store, guy.
Yes. What section?
There's a section of, I don't know, sexual gadgets that some women would use and some men would use. And let's just say you're not into that sort of thing. Do you go in front of the store and tell people not to shop there because you don't approve of some of the sexual gadgets that are being sold? Of course not. You go in there to get what you wanted to get.
That's a pretty good analogy.
You go in there to get what you wanted to get, right?
Because you see that all the time.
You go into a sex store, nothing's being pushed on you. There's things in the aisles that you can choose to buy, stop and take a look at, or you can choose not to do that.
Yep.
It's the same thing at Target. Oh, well, they're indoctrinating our kids. No, they're not. If you're a parent and you're with a young child, I would say under the age of 12, and you go into that store, as a parent, if you don't approve or you don't like with what they're selling, because God forbid, if somebody sells a shirt that's pro-gay or pro-transgender, God forbid, in this country, you have the right to either not go into that store again or keep shopping without taking your kids into that section. I know that might be really hard for some people to grasp or understand. And for the same right-wing idiots out there that talk about cancel culture, right? And for the same right-wing idiots out there, when two gay guys walked into a bakery and they asked the person to bake a cake and he refused to, and you were on that person's side, right? You're on the opposite now. You want to perform cancel culture. You want Target to suffer. You want them to go to bankruptcy. You actually go out of your way, some of you idiots, go out of your way to go in front of a Target like Johnny. I don't know, this guy had, I guess, a podcast, and it didn't last very long. He's never had a real job in the media, but I guess he sees himself as some sort of media celebrity when he's got the brain of an ant.
This is absolute cancel culture.
That's exactly
what they're doing.
What
they fought against.
What a real tough guy. You show up in a motorcycle. Hey, I'm gonna go mumble to parents not to shop at Target. Wow, you're a real patriot. Wow, what a role model you are. What a role model. I'm going to go tell, I listened to Rage Against the Machine lyrics, and it made me want to come out here. First of all.
Pretty sure that was a leftist ideology.
Yeah, first of all, Tom Morello is going to be joining us on the show next week, and he's going to tell Johnny Boy that his lyrics were not made for him.
Oh, we got him on next week?
Tom Morello from Rage Against the Machine is going to be joining us on the show next week, friend of a friend. But, I listened to Rage Against the Machine lyrics, and it told me to come out here on my motorcycle because I'm a real tough guy. And I'm a real tough guy, and I'm gonna drive around the parking lot, and I'm gonna drive around the parking lot, and I'm gonna tell parents I'm gonna mumble to parents not to shop here. Wow, you have a really exciting life. You're a really bright individual. Wow.
I still think, Brian, the majority of people don't care.
No, the majority of people
don't care.
The majority of the people don't care. The people that do care and up in arms are far right-wing MAGA cultists that don't have a brain, that are uneducated, that are stupid, that shout out Dr. Fauci should go to jail, that say COVID is a hoax, that say Donald Trump won the 2020 election in a landslide.
All right, stop.
Yeah, they're Proud Boy members. They're white supremacists. They're the people that want January 6th people in jail to get out of jail. Some of these people were at January 6th. They're all the same. They're all the same, and many of these people preach how they're good Christians. They're dopes is what they are. They're hateful, racist dopes, homophobic, transphobic dopes that shouldn't be allowed to vote, if you ask me. They're dopes. They should all live in a cave in Afghanistan. Get the hell out of this country. All right, we're going to take a quick break. Speaking of people that are in the news, Conor McGregor's in the news for the wrong reasons. He's being accused of rape. Why I think the accuser has a case. He's Guy David. I'm Brian Shapiro. We'll take a quick break. We'll be back right after this. You're listening to Pushing the Limits right here on KSHP.
Hey, everybody. Are you struggling to find a pizza place that reminds you of Brooklyn? That true blue New York style pie? Well, worry no more. Stallone's Italian Eatery Pizza is a knockout. We're located at 467 East Silverado Ranch Boulevard, just off of Premier Road, half a mile east of South Point Casino, just minutes from the Las Vegas Strip. Come by and grab a slice of pie. Plus, check out our Brooklyn-inspired Italian cuisine. Our sandwiches are super. Hero, that is. Because why be a sub when you can be a hero? Stallone's Italian Eatery is here to serve you phenomenal food, Vegas. Forget about it.
Buying or selling a home is a huge life event that requires guidance from an expert in the industry and community. My name is Blake Wynn. You may recognize my name as my grandfather was the best governor the state of Nevada has ever had. Growing up in Las Vegas, I've come to know this community intricately. Now, I am raising a family here as well, so I understand all the issues impacting our home and quality of life. As the top realtor for the #1 real estate team at Keller Williams, you can have confidence in my experience, knowledge, and track record. When it comes to buying, selling, or investing in real estate, choose a name you can trust and someone who understands the community you call home. Call Blake Gwynn today and experience the difference of a trusted expert. 702-540-3311.
Sapphire Pool and Day Club, the world's only topless gentlemen's day club, introduces its 2023 pool season lineup with a bevy of beauties and social media celebrities throughout the summer who will all host alongside hundreds of Sapphire's topless poolside entertainers. Enjoy brunch in the sun with items like frittata-style omelets, stripping chicken, and French kiss toast before washing it down with signature summertime cocktails. 10 lines beware. Go Bear! Ladies are welcome to go topless within the day club for the ultimate party. Guests can purchase affordable day bed packages, cabana packages, lounge chairs, and more. The best part though? Pushing the Limits will be broadcasting shows every other Friday throughout the pool season with a ton of surprise celebrity guests. Wow! Reserve your spot now. For more info, visit sapphirepoolLV.com or call 702-869-0003. That's 702-869-0003. See you at Sapphire.
Hey everybody, it's Brian Shapiro from Pushing the Limits. I want to tell you guys about Sahara West Urgent Care and Wellness. They're conveniently located on the southwest corner of Sahara and Jones. They're open Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. and Saturday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. At Sahara West Urgent Care, they'll take care of all your healthcare needs. They offer routine services such as physicals, STD testing, car accident treatment, and work injuries. You name it, they do it. They have on-site x-ray, EKG, ultrasound, and labs. They treat chronic conditions such as asthma, blood pressure, diabetes, and more. They also offer general wellness exams, treatments such as testosterone enhancement and cancer screening. They're located on Sahara, 6125 West Sahara Avenue. Their number is 702-248-0554. And the best part, they accept most major insurances and affordable cash pay prices. Office visits starting at just $95. And I'm also a client, so please give them a call, 702-248-0554.
STN Sports is the only sports betting app you need this season. STN Sports has it all. In-play betting, mobile parlay cards, the Play Plus card to fund and withdraw from anywhere in Nevada, and the latest lines on every game. STN Sports even lets you earn rewards on every bet. Safe and easy betting from your phone or tablet. Go to StationCasinoSports.com or sign up at any Station Casino, Fiesta Wildfire, or the El Cortez. Details at the sportsbooks.
The Farmer's Burger from Farmer Boys. Beef, bacon, cheese, hand-smashed avocado, and fresh veggies. Best burger champ. That's how we drop the mic. Farmer Boys. Farm food ain't fast food. Farmer Boys' new always crispy fries stay crispier and tastier all the way home. If they make it home.
Sharing is caring.
Farmer Boys. Farm food ain't fast food.
All right, welcome back. It is Pushing the Limits on a beautiful Friday. We got the VGK parade, which is going to be tomorrow night, 7 p.m. to around 9 p.m. between Flamingo and Tropicana. And I guess somehow at the end of the parade, they're going to be ending the parade at Toshiba Plaza. So haven't decided whether I'm going to go there or not. I don't know.
What do you think this is going to look like? Like it's. I was talking before the show. It's going to be like a New Year's, but the locals come as well. So it's going to be a mixture of tourists, locals. I think it's going to be wild, right?
It's going to be a big party. I don't think it'll be any too different than any other parade. The only difference being is that it's going to be on the Las Vegas Strip, which is going to be pretty cool. But it's just going to be a big celebration. There's going to be speeches, and everyone's going to be really excited. By the way, I heard Jack Eichel is going to be at a local Raising Cane's in the drive-thru serving people today for an hour.
I heard that too.
Yeah, that's actually kind of funny, kind of cool. I might have to go through the drive-thru just to take video of this.
I heard he was doing inside, not drive-through.
Oh, okay. Well, that could very well be possible also. So we'll
Either
have to,
way.
Do you know how long the line for that's going to be?
Yeah, that's Jack Eichel, man. He's a stud. So
Raising Cane's already always has a long line.
very smart, savvy business decision made by Raising Cane's. What do you think they're paying him for that? I'd say maybe 10 grand. I don't know.
That's
Maybe-
hard to
Who knows?
say.
Maybe 10 grand for an hour. I don't know. They're probably, they got to be paying him a lot of money. It's a lot of free chicken. A lot of chicken.
You think? Yeah, he's definitely getting paid.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. I want to tell you guys about my favorite gaming bar in town, Jackson's Bar and Grill, located at Flamingo and Jones. I was there the other day. Every Wednesday, you have a chance to spin the wheel to earn up to $3,000, depending on how many points you earn. 200 points, 300 points, you get to spin the wheel multiple times. And then today, if you earn 1,500 points, you get $100 in free slot play that's automatically put on your card tomorrow. Great food, great atmosphere. I had the chicken Alfredo the other day. It was awesome. Jackson's Bar and Grill, located at Flamingo and Jones. Check them out and tell them that I sent you. So Conor McGregor's in trouble again, but this is far more serious than throwing water bottles at a bus or some of the stupidity and idiotic things that
was
he did.
pretty serious. He caused aggravated injury.
He's in a lot of trouble. And, you know, I was at Red Rock a few months ago, and I told this story on the air. I was with some friends of mine. We were having dinner at the steakhouse there. And up comes in, and at first I'm like, wait a second, is that Conor McGregor? And it is. The first thing I notice is how short he is. And he walks in there with his kids, and he's literally sitting like 5 feet from us. And I turn around and I look at him, and he's giving me like the look of death. It's the look of don't stare at me.
You got it?
Oh yeah, I'm looking at him, and he's looking at me, and he's giving me like this horrible stare, like leave me alone, don't look at me, you know. And I'm thinking to myself, well then don't show up in public. Then people are going to look at you, buddy.
So he didn't come across as a personal guy.
No, not at all. And he's sitting there with his fiance. Don't know if he'll still be engaged. But sitting there with his fiance and his kids, and I'm thinking to myself, wow, what a beautiful family. You know, really good-looking, beautiful family, and it's really cool, you know. And it's hard for me to talk about rape when I hear this music. I'll be honest with you. I don't know if the timing is good on that one. I am talking about sexual assault, so probably not a time.
Turn it off.
Probably not a time to be playing fun music, but...
It was his walkout music.
Oh, was it?
I was getting ready for him,
too. Understood. Timing was a little off on
I
that,
get
but
where
that's
your
right.
intentions are.
Yeah, good intentions.
It takes me a second to get to stuff.
Numchuck always has the right intentions. Just the timing's a little off. That's all. So anyway, as it is, the story, if you haven't already heard it, is that NBA Finals Game 4 in Miami. Conor McGregor is sitting front row. A few hours after the game, he's partying with this girl. There's video of it, the alleged victim, and they're having drinks together. And it appears as though she's probably had some drinks. And if you ask most prosecutors or defense attorneys that are aware of rape cases, a lot, not all, but a lot of rapes take place when the female is inebriated. Might be drunk, might be on some drugs, whatever the case may be. In the case of Bill Cosby, we know that's what happened. So she's had some drinks and they're partying, right?
She took a selfie with him earlier in the night.
Right, so we know they were having some drinks together. Then, the way we know the story goes is that Conor McGregor tells her that he needs to go to the bathroom. Well, what he really does is he goes outside and tells some of his security entourage, get this girl to come with me to the bathroom. And they assist. One of the guys goes up to her and tells her, and then McGregor grabs her hand. She probably has no idea where she's going. I believe her.
And she's hung out with him the whole night.
Right, at least for an hour. And he takes her, grabbing her hand, into the restroom, into the men's restroom. Now, how do we know he was up to no good? First of all, any guy that grabs a woman and takes her into the restroom, they're not going to pee together.
What else are you doing in a restroom?
Right, so we know what's going on there. That's obvious. But what makes it even more obvious, and this is where I think this woman has some credibility, is because he says something to members of his security detail. They close the door is closed, and you see them outside the door making sure nobody goes into the restroom.
That's when the video got a little eerie to watch, for lack of a better term. When you saw these like 4 bodyguards swarm over the door of the bathroom, like, do not enter.
Also makes you think, how many times has he done this before?
Well, he's been accused of it once before.
He has, yes. So here's what gives this woman a lot of credibility, and I'm basing it on evidence. They weren't in there for 10 minutes. If they were in there for 10 minutes, could he have still committed a crime? Yes. But they were only in there for like a minute or so. And what she is alleging, she's not even saying that they had sex, that he raped her, but she is claiming, and I believe her, that she was fondled and that she was grabbed, right? And it took about a minute, and then she got out of there. So Candace Owens, who is a despicable human being. Candace Owens is scum of the earth. Candace Owens is like the people outside of Target yesterday that were protesting. Okay?
Right, what did she say? She just paused for a second. Like,
she is a despicable human being, and she only says things and does things so that she can get clicks and that she can make money. So nobody could ever take anything seriously what Candace Owens says, but she is a despicable human being. She goes on social media and says, if you believe that Conor McGregor attempted to rape a woman, but then she elbowed him and escaped, you're an absolute idiot. In what fiction world does a female elbow take out Conor McGregor? Her attorney should have advised her to deeply reconsider that narrative. So Candace Owens is a piece of crap. Let me be very clear. Candace Owens is a despicable piece of human garbage.
Well, that is wrong, too. She started fighting him off, and he could have just gone, this isn't turning out well for me, and let her go.
Exactly. But Candace Owens is a piece of I can't say the word on the air.
No one said she beat him up.
Right.
We know that's unrealistic.
Right. She didn't knock him out. Candace Owens is a complete moron. She's the same person that'll she's a rape enabler is what she is. I'm just going to call it right on the air. Candace Owens is a rape enabler. That's what she is.
Here's the deal, exactly what you said. We know something happened in there because you go into a bathroom with a woman. We saw this on video. You know what you're going to do and what your intentions are. If it was 10, 20 minutes in there, it might have been like she said versus he said. Mm-hmm. The thing is, she was out in 1 minute. It's almost like she ran away.
There wasn't a sexual act that was performed unless it was Donald Trump in there. A sexual act was not performed in under a minute.
So that's where it doesn't look good for
That's
Conor.
where she gets more credibility.
I agree.
The fact that Candace Owens or any despicable human being would make a statement like that goes to show you what type of person Candace Owens is. The only reason why she makes a statement like that is so she can get clicks and be controversial, and so she could try to sell another one of her books that I would use as toilet paper. She is an awful human being.
It's zero intelligence.
Yeah, it's not even about intelligence with her.
No one's ever said she knocked him, elbowed him in the head and knocked him out, and she made this dramatic movie style, run for the exits.
Yeah. So what else gives her a credibility? Her attorney, Ariel Mitchell, wrote in a letter to McGregor that the woman immediately contacted law enforcement. That makes her case even stronger. It's not like the next day she talked to some of her friends, hey, let's try to make money off of this thing. She immediately called the cops. Immediately. The letter warned of possible litigation and called for McGregor to preserve all potential evidence. Mitchell also sent legal letters to the Heat and the NBA because they're also claiming that some of the Heat staff and security were enabling this as well, which may or may not be true. I don't know, okay? The woman did report the alleged assault to local authorities. Apparently, she doesn't want to press charges, writing in her letters that the woman is only seeking settlements with McGregor, the NBA, and the Heat. Now, that might have something to do with the fact that no clothes were taken off. A rape did not occur, but a sexual assault occurred. I don't know. That's up to her to decide. I think she would probably be better off if she also tried to press charges. Don't know why she's not. We're never going to know for sure.
She may be a little fearful of the whole situation.
Correct.
It's a mega star.
And that could be
and
a part
there's
of
a
it.
lot of people that's going to be on his side and think this is just a woman wanting a settlement.
Sure. Here's what we know for sure, okay? Here's what we know for sure. Conor McGregor is engaged. He has young children. We know that he was flirting with a woman, drinking with her. We know that he took her hand, bringing her into a men's bathroom with the assistance of some of his security detail. We know that for sure, and we know it wasn't to have a private conversation with her. We know what he was trying to do. At a minimum, Conor McGregor is a scumbag. That's number one. We also know that this woman immediately contacted the authorities. We know that this woman immediately did not like the situation that Conor McGregor put her in. If she did, she would have stayed in that bathroom much longer than 1 minute. She didn't.
She'd have a good story to tell if she wanted to.
Exactly. If she wanted to have sexual contact or whatever in that bathroom, she would have been able to do so. And it wouldn't have taken 30 seconds or a minute. We also know that. We know that she was obviously uncomfortable being put in that situation. It's why it lasted as short as it did, and she got out of that bathroom. We know that for sure. We know that Conor McGregor's security detail helped, enabled. We know, apparently based on the video, that there was some Miami Heat security that also helped. They're in a lot of trouble. That's what we know for sure. What we also know is Conor McGregor chose to do this in public. He chose to do this having a fiance and a family and kids. He chose to do this in a very, very public setting.
That's where I was so confused about. There were people everywhere around him because it was a party, and everyone is looking at Conor McGregor, and he just did this, and it's on camera. Can I also just say quickly that he also went on national TV the next day with a big smile on his face, full of joy, and announced his fiancée is pregnant with their fourth child.
What a wonderful time to bring a woman into a bathroom, drag a woman into a bathroom, and sexually assault her. The Miami Heat have put out a statement. They said, "We are aware of the allegations and are conducting a full investigation. Pending the outcome of the investigation, we will withhold further comment." I believe there's going to be multiple lawsuits here. The Miami Heat are going to have to pay up. Conor McGregor's going to pay up. He does not want this to go to court.
No, it'll be squashed.
He's got a lot of money. If you're Conor McGregor's fiancée this morning, what are you thinking?
Part of me, I know you think this is ridiculous. I'm not even. I don't know. These megastars have this God complex, I guess. I go back to, I don't know. There's no way they have this sort of open agreement, right, with their relationship.
Even if they did have an open agreement.
Then that's not saying it's right.
Yeah.
But she would then understand a bit more. But I don't think it's. I don't know.
Well, to do it in public like that is you're shaming your family. What kind of
That's
a role
where I'm
model?
confused.
What kind of a role model are you as a father to act this way? Listen, he earlier in the day he had I guess you could call it a not promotion, but maybe self-promotion where he knocks out the mascot, and
sent him to hospital. He had a day, didn't he?
Yeah, I mean, there are certain things that you can't do if you're. Regardless if you're in an open relationship or not. Again, the facts are the facts.
I mean, do you think she knows he cheats on her and she just turns a blind eye because he looks after her and they have a family together?
Listen, I don't know what personal relationship he and his fiancée have. Here's what I do know. This sends a terrible message to the kids. I mean, this is your father. This will be in the news forever. It's in ink on the internet, and this guy has kids, and clearly he's not thinking about his family. He's selfish a-hole, and all he thinks about is himself. And he wants to get off and have some fun with this girl in a bathroom, whether it was sexual assault or not. He's a scumbag. That's what I'm trying to say. I mean, we know that for sure. Here's what I believe happened. I believe the woman. I believe her. I believe she was fondled. I believe she was sexually assaulted. I believe she was very uncomfortable. And I do believe when she started to resist, Conor McGregor probably let her go.
I completely agree. I think you nailed it.
I do believe that she... it's hard for me because this is speculation, but here's what I speculate. And I could be wrong. I believe they might have been making out a little bit, and then he tried to take it a little bit too far, and maybe he started to go down below the waist, and she pushed him away, and then maybe he got a little frustrated and continued to do what he wanted to do, and that's probably when it ended, when she elbowed him. That's probably what I believe happened.
I think you absolutely nailed it. That makes the most logical sense.
That's probably what happened.
Conor McGregor didn't go in there with the intent to sexually abuse or rape her. That is one thing I'm convinced of. He intended to bring her in there. He'd been speaking to her during the night. His name's Conor McGregor. He loves his own name. He thinks he can get what he wants. He went in there with the intention, for lack of a better term, to get some. And she resisted. Yeah. He got a little frustrated, and then he let go when he knew this was getting serious.
Candace Owens is obviously a dope, and she's too dumb to put this together.
It's a stupid comment.
But here's what I will say. In no way, shape, or form am I saying if you have bad judgment, you deserve to be raped or sexually assaulted. In no way, shape, or form am I saying if you're inebriated or you have too much to drink that you deserve to be sexually assaulted. That's not what I'm saying. But I will say this. This is a lesson to all women out there, and men, especially women. Don't have too much to drink when you're hanging around people or a person that you don't trust or that you just met. It is a very stupid thing to do. Now, just because you're stupid doesn't mean you deserve to be sexually assaulted. That's not what I'm saying.
What if it's Conor McGregor at a A-list celebrity party?
Don't drink.
Shouldn't you trust those type of people?
No. In fact, that should give you more reason not to trust somebody, because they have money, and with money, they think they have the power over you to do what they want. A lot of women did that around Bill Cosby. A lot of women did that around Harvey Weinstein. That's a bad decision. She made a very bad decision, clearly. Having too much to drink around Conor McGregor, going into a restroom with him when she should have probably resisted that from the get-go, doesn't mean she deserved to be sexually assaulted. I feel for her. It doesn't mean she deserved to go through what she went through in that bathroom, because she didn't. It's just advice to people, right? If you're around a man that you don't know very well, you shouldn't trust him. We're not talking about a boyfriend, girlfriend, or people that have been dating for a while. That's a different circumstance. You can let loose with someone like that because you trust them and you know that they're not going to do anything to harm you. But when you're hanging around somebody that you don't know, you're putting yourself in a very bad position. Example, Mike Tyson. Now, I'll be honest with you. I've defended Mike Tyson, even though he's a convicted rapist.
That was one of the worst decisions in history.
I don't believe Mike Tyson raped that woman. I believe that it was rough sex, and he might have hurt her, but she allowed him in her bedroom in the middle of the night. What did you expect was going to happen? I'm not justifying if a rape took place. I'm just saying I don't think a rape took place. Mike Tyson's never been accused of any type of sexual assault with a woman. So there are different circumstances, but in this circumstance, I believe the woman. I believe that this happened in that bathroom based on the circumstance, based on the time frame, based on her behavior. And
I think how you broke it down is pretty accurate. That makes the most logical sense. But like, she went to an after party after the Miami Heat game. A lot of security around. It should be a comfortable place. A lot of celebrities around. It was probably a big moment for her. She had some drinks. You can't blame her for that, right?
No. You can't. I think maybe you could have a little bit of better judgment, but if she's the victim of sexual assault, which I believe she is, I wish she would press charges. That's her decision. She doesn't have to. I think it would help her case a little bit. But Conor McGregor's an idiot. He's just a complete idiot. What are you doing? You're a complete idiot. And, he's got
very public.
He's got hundreds of millions of dollars. So if he throws $10 or $20 million at this woman, it's probably not going to break the bank with him. But I hope it ruins his relationship with his fiancée. It really does. He doesn't deserve to be with a woman after this type of behavior. It's despicable. It's disgusting. And yes, I do believe Conor McGregor sexually assaulted this woman, and I believe he should pay the price. And if anybody on the Miami Heat assisted with this situation, they need to be fined as well.
Absolutely.
And we'll have to wait and see how this thing plays out. Paul McGeskey, the 11-year NBA veteran, will be joining us in studio next. We'll take a quick break. We'll be back right after this. You're listening to Pushing the Limits right here on KSHP.
The Dr. and Ed Show, Saturday morning at 7 on KSHP, North Las Vegas, AM and FM, 829 6HP, North Las Vegas, and KSHP.com.
Hey, everybody, are you struggling to find a pizza place that reminds you of Brooklyn? That true blue New York style pie? Well, worry no more. Stallone's Italian Eatery Pizza is a knockout. We're located at 467 East Silverado Ranch Boulevard, just off of Premier Road, half a mile east of South Point Casino, just minutes from the Las Vegas Strip. Come by and grab a slice of pie. Plus, check out our Brooklyn-inspired Italian cuisine. Our sandwiches are super. Hero, that is. Because why be a sub when you can be a hero? Stallone's Italian Eatery is here to serve you phenomenal food, Vegas. Forget about it.
Buying or selling a home is a huge life event that requires guidance from an expert in the industry and community. My name is Blake Wynn. You may recognize my name as my grandfather was the best governor the state of Nevada has ever had. Growing up in Las Vegas, I've come to know this community intricately. Now, I am raising a family here as well. So I understand all the issues impacting our home and quality of life. As the top realtor for the #1 real estate team at Keller Williams, you can have confidence in my experience, knowledge, and track record. When it comes to buying, selling, or investing in real estate, choose a name you can trust and someone who understands the community you call home. Call Blake Wynn today and experience the difference of a trusted expert. 702-540-3311.
Sapphire Pool and Day Club, the world's only topless gentlemen's day club, introduces its 2023 pool season lineup with a bevy of beauties and social media celebrities throughout the summer who will all host alongside hundreds of Sapphire's topless poolside entertainers. Enjoy brunch in the sun with items like frittata-style omelets, stripping chicken, and French kiss toast before washing it down with signature summertime cocktails. 10 lines, beware, go bear! Ladies are welcome to go topless within the day club for the ultimate party. Guests can purchase affordable day bed packages, cabana packages, lounge chairs, and more. The best part though? Pushing the Limits will be broadcasting shows every other Friday throughout the pool season with a ton of surprise celebrity guests. Wow! Reserve your spot now. For more info, visit SapphirePoolLV.com or call 702-869-0003. That's 702-869-0003. See you at Sapphire.
Hey everybody, it's Brian Shapiro from Pushing the Limits. I want to tell you guys about Sahara West Urgent Care and Wellness. They're conveniently located on the southwest corner of Sahara and Jones. They're open Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. and Saturday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. At Sahara West Urgent Care, they'll take care of all your healthcare needs. They offer routine services such as physicals, STD testing, car accident treatment, and work injuries. You name it, they do it. They have on-site x-ray, EKG, ultrasound, and labs. They treat chronic conditions such as asthma, blood pressure, diabetes, and more. They also offer general wellness exams, treatments such as testosterone enhancement and cancer screening. They're located on Sahara, 6125 West Sahara Avenue. Their number is 702-248-0554. And the best part, they accept most major insurances and affordable cash pay prices, office visits starting at just $95. And I'm also a client, so please give them a call, 702-248-0554.
Jumpers Jungle Family Fun Center is an indoor children's jump and party space in Las Vegas located at 2050 South Rainbow Boulevard. Kids of all ages can come and jump on our bouncers, race through the obstacle courses, speed down the mega slides, slam dunk into the basketball hoops, and much more. Are you looking for that perfect birthday party venue? Look no further. Jumpers Jungle has a party package that will fit your needs. Check out the open play schedule online at jumpersjungle.com or call 702-463-JUMP. It's time to jump your way to fun at Jumpers Jungle on the corner of Oakey and Rainbow.
The best choice for convenience, comfort, and value, My Place hotels are ideal for both short-term and long-term travelers. The rooms at My Place features pillow-top mattresses, microfiber bedding, and a variety of soft and firm pillows. All extended stay rooms offer their own kitchen, which includes a full-size refrigerator and a cooktop. On-site laundry facilities are also available for extended stays at pet-friendly My Place hotels. Book your stays online at myplacehotels.com. My Place Hotels, St. George and West Jordan, Utah. Make My Place your place.
All right, welcome back. It is Pushing the Limits on a Friday. Thank you so much for joining us. Glad I didn't have to hear any of that leprechaun music. I'll tell you guys about my good friends at Sahara West Urgent Primary Care, located at Sahara and Jones. They're located at 6125 West Sahara. No appointment needed. If you don't have insurance, they take most insurances. If you don't have insurance, it's only a $95 payment. Can't beat that. I was in and out of there in 20 minutes. Great place. Please check them out. Jessica and Andrew will take care of you. Give them a call, 702-248-0554. You can also visit them online and see all that they do there, all the great things. SaharaWestUrgentCare.com. Sahara West Urgent Primary Care. Tell them I sent you. It is Friday today. Usually we have Mr. Paul McKeskey in studio on Thursdays, but he's nice enough to join us today.
Messed up.
I screwed up. I double booked. It was my bad. And Paul is nice enough, the 11-year NBA
Still
veteran.
Won't sign your card,
No, he's not going to sign my basketball.
Somebody screwed up. First words from the big man.
My Paul McKeskey basketball card, he still won't sign. So I'm gonna have to be nice to him today, because last time he was in studio, I put a piece of paper behind him that said Charles Barkley kicked his ass, and Paul didn't like that very much.
Why would you do that?
I know, it was really
First
rude.
of all, it's not true, number one. He got one lucky punch in, but, you know.
Fair enough.
Second of all, it's nothing a friend would do.
That's true. I hurt Paul, and I apologize. That was very out of line.
Lots of tear shit.
Extremely out of line.
I'm big, but I'm sensitive.
Yeah, you're a small man with a big heart. Yes, that's what I would say. You're decked in your blue today. What's going on there? Are you Kansas blue? What are you wearing today?
It's just Blue Friday, man.
Blue Friday.
Blue Friday.
I don't know what that means, but
I'm usually decked in blue, but that's usually after one of my dates. But that's another story for another show. But anyway,
It's
Paul.
quite funny. I'll give you that.
Yes. So before we get into some hoops stories, and obviously John Morant, we got a lot to get to. We've been talking about Conor McGregor, which is related to hoops, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is after Game 4 of the NBA Finals in Miami. I don't know if you heard my opinions on this thing, but what's your take on this whole situation?
Well, I agree a lot with what you're saying. I mean, you need to be responsible. I think you really read the situation correct. I think, both of them were probably drunk. Both of them went into a situation. I think he realized after about a minute, like, oh no, I probably shouldn't do this, and he let go, and she got out, which is credit to her. The thing that bothers me a little bit is, at least if I'm right, when I read the first release from her attorney that she was suing the Miami Heat, she was suing the NBA because their security personnel helped usher her into the restroom. That, to me, seems very, very far-fetched. Now, his security team, whatever they do, they've been on the road together. Maybe the Miami Heat, this is my personal opinion, because NBA teams are not, all of them are so smart and running their billion-dollar companies correct. They're not. And are flawed security people hired sometimes? Yeah. Would a young security guy for the Miami Heat that's caught up in the moment of Conor McGregor and being around him maybe help him out? Absolutely no way, in no possible way do I think an NBA security person would ever be involved in that.
Let me ask you this question, though. If there were NBA security people that were outside the restroom making sure nobody got in, are they liable?
Absolutely. But I don't believe that happened.
I know that there were security people outside the door. I don't know if those were just Conor McGregor's people or if there were some Miami Heat people there as well. I don't think the NBA is responsible. I think if anybody's responsible, it's Conor McGregor, maybe some members of his staff. But if a Miami Heat security person was outside that bathroom, the Miami Heat are liable.
Yeah. Would the woman know that? Or do all security people dress the same?
Well, the woman that allegedly claimed that she was sexually assaulted, she's claiming that the Miami Heat security detail
ushered her.
Now, I did look at the security footage, and all I see is Conor McGregor telling members of his security team to wait outside the door and close the door. I see him holding her hand, and nobody else is making physical contact with her other than Conor McGregor.
That's what I saw.
Yeah, but even if they're there and ushering with their hands or whatever they want to do, not touching her, that's wrong, and I think that's out of the realm of what I think. But definitely, I do not think NBA personnel, security. I know them. I know they're very well vetted, and I don't think they would be involved. Now, I know lawsuits. Everyone knows lawsuits. You sue everybody involved. You sue McGregor, Miami Heat, NBA, the arena, whoever sells the hot dogs. You sue everybody, and then you narrow it down as it gets into the serious time. But that, to me, when I read that, I think it kind of laid out like you're saying, but to me, that's a red flag to me. That and also that there's no legal charge. She doesn't want to press charges. That's a problem to me. If you were assaulted, you need to press charges, and he needs to pay for it.
Yeah, that's the part of this story that doesn't make much sense to me. If you were fondled and you were sexually assaulted, which it appears that something bad was going on in there, the fact that you call the police right after, which it appears as though she did, and now you don't want to press charges, I find that to be somewhat problematic. And while that is her prerogative, it certainly weakens your case, in my opinion.
So here's what I would ask too. My kids are in law enforcement. If the police were called and they went there and they questioned her, there's a report. And once there's a report, not wanting to press charges is out the window anymore. You can't do that anymore. If they write a report and there's physical confrontation, you can't say I don't want to press charges.
Is that in every state?
I'm not sure.
Yeah,
but it used to be like, because wives that were abused and stuff, and my son's been in this situation. They go to the house, and obviously they're someone's hit them, and but the wife is saying, well, I don't want to press charges. In the past, you walked away. Now you cuff them up.
Don't you think she'd take advice, what's best for her, from her attorney? Wouldn't the attorney recommend whether she should press charges or not?
You would think so, and I find that also interesting. Ultimately, it's her decision, but
but just like all basketball players don't do smart things, or boxers or kickboxers, also all attorneys aren't all smart either. So,
Well, it's pretty simple to me what I think happened here. I don't think you have to be a brain surgeon to figure it out. She goes into the bathroom with him. Conor McGregor knew what he was trying to do.
Oh, absolutely.
Beyond inappropriate, based on you're a public figure, you have a fiance, you have
Stupid.
kids. Beyond stupid.
It's so
We know
stupid.
that. What I think happened in there is they probably started to make out a little bit. And then he probably wanted to take it too far, and she resisted, and he got frustrated for a couple seconds there, and she left a little upset. That's probably what happened. I'm not condoning what he did. She used really poor judgment, too, in my personal opinion, by getting inebriated, saying she had around 6 drinks with someone that you obviously don't trust. That's mistake number 1. Mistake number 2, why are you going into a bathroom with him? You didn't resist then. I'm not saying she deserved to be sexually assaulted, but clearly she made some mistakes too, and maybe she's a little ashamed by that. Maybe that's why she doesn't want to press charges. I don't know, but that's what I think happened. He's a scumbag, and I was just telling Guy, I was having dinner with Larry Eustace and his wife a few months ago at Red Rock, and Conor McGregor walks right in, 5 feet away from us. His security detail there, one of his security guys, were right next to us, and my first reaction was, wow, what a really lovely family. Really pretty fiance, beautiful kids. He didn't like the fact that I was looking at him. He's a jerk. But it's like...
A lot of people don't like the fact that you look at them.
That's true. That's true.
Into a steakhouse.
Including most women that I look at. Yeah, that's true. Even strippers. But
but you made a good... I mean, if you're a public figure and you go to a steakhouse, people are going to look at you.
Yeah.
I always... like paparazzi, I never dealt with that. But, people used to ask me for my autograph, and when I was out with the family, it kind of upset me. But I just sign and smile. Who cares? It's
Just
not
get it over with.
It's not a big deal.
It's part of the package.
Yeah.
It's not a big deal.
Here's what, with this whole situation, I think she made a bad decision. He made a bad decision. It's interesting because I'm going to New Mexico State to talk to the football team this week. And my talk is on choices, decisions, and consequences. That's what you happen in all your life, in all aspects, and you need to make the best decisions so you get the best consequences. Not consequences, but you make it through. And I think sports people, famous people, all of them, especially younger ones like John Morant, need that kind of talk.
The New Mexico State basketball team probably needed that talk a year ago.
Yeah. Unfortunately, the football coach contacted me, and
that's nice.
Yeah, and I was going to do the basketball team, but they fired all the coaches.
They fired everybody.
So there's nobody to talk to.
There's really nobody to talk. No, but that's a good idea. Need people like you to talk to some of these younger athletes. Here's what I think is going to happen now. Let's talk about what we think is going to happen. I don't think the NBA is going to have to pay a dime. I think if the Miami Heat investigate, which they put out a statement, which they are, if it turns out that even one security member assisted in any way outside the bathroom, for example, which I think they might find, that person is going to immediately be fired, and they're going to have to put up some money, the Miami Heat organization. That's just the way it goes. There is no way, in my personal opinion, that Conor McGregor allows this to go to trial. There is no way. He could deny the allegations until the cows come home. There's going to be a settlement. There's going to be a payout. There's too much evidence that shows that he did something inappropriate to begin with. Whether it was criminal or not, we'll never know for sure. Probably, we don't know. He's got a lot of money. There's going to be a payout. We probably won't know how much it is. Could be in the millions. We don't know. Eventually, there's going to be a payout. He can talk about his innocence until the cows come home, but my question to him would, Conor, you're engaged. You have a fiance. You have beautiful children. Do you think that's appropriate behavior? Let's forget about whether you deny the allegations of sexual assault. Do you think somebody of your stature, with the platform that you have, with all the role models that look up to you, do you think you should be escorting a woman into a men's bathroom with your security waiting outside? Is that appropriate behavior? That's the first question I would ask him.
So it's a civil suit, correct?
My understanding is yes, that's what it is.
So those are easier to win than a lawsuit.
O.J. Simpson.
So those are easier to win, so that makes sense. So.
Sure. So
it will be settled.
Yeah.
McGregor's going to pay.
Yeah, but if the charges However, if they went that legal route, that's very difficult to prove in that situation.
It is, but I think there's going to be a settlement. You won't hear anything from Dana White. You won't hear anything from the UFC, who seem to enable these types of people like the John Jones of the world. Let's give them a third chance. Let's give them a fourth chance. Let's give them a fifth chance. What do you have to do? Do you have to murder somebody to be kicked out of the UFC? Like, there are people within the UFC that have no business still being fighters. John Jones being one of them, by the way. And it's sickening to me, and they don't address these issues. If this was an NFL player, oh boy, the hammer would be put down, and it's just
You're right.
It's an unfortunate situation, and the UFC seems to enable these types of people. This isn't the first time Conor McGregor got in trouble, and it certainly won't be the last time. But he is the biggest face of the sport.
Well, is it the megastar syndrome?
Yeah,
'Cause you can go on to Morant about that.
Absolutely, absolutely, biggest face of the sport. I will give boxing some credit. They sanctioned Mike Tyson. And, they did. And it shouldn't matter whether you're the face of the sport or not. But we'll have to wait and see what happens here. But this is not a good look for the Miami Heat. It's not a good look for Conor McGregor or his staff. And we'll wait and see how this thing plays out. Speaking of not a good look, I got to be honest with you, Mo. We talked about this a lot in regards to John Morant when the commissioner during the NBA Finals said we're not going to make an announcement until after. We both assumed, and I think we're not alone, many other people assumed that this would probably be a full season suspension, or at a minimum half the season.
I thought half.
Yeah.
Half.
So now we're learning this morning that it's only, and I say only because I think it should have been more, a 25-game suspension. What's your reaction?
Well, I think they went back and saw what they suspended. I can't remember the guy's name. He had a physical assault on a woman, and he was suspended, I think, 30 games.
Miles Bridges?
Yeah, Miles Bridges. And I think they kind of went back. And so this is 3 times what he got last time, right? 8 or whatever he got, which was not real, though, because he was injured anyway. So he served 3 or 4 of them when he was injured. But this, to me, seems a little low. I mean, the only time's going to tell. I mean, he came out and said the same thing, right? I apologize for this and that, and I'm going to do better. I promise to do better. He's already said that and really went back on that. And I think Adam Silver is punishing him for that. I mean, he's going to lose between $7 and $9 million. And for someone that makes $35 million a year, it's not, but it's not $200,000. It's not a slap on the wrist. It's a punch in the gut. So that's going to hit him. I just think, I don't know what the other guidelines for him to come back are going to be, because he's not guaranteed to come back after 25. There's certain things he has to hit, which I don't know what those are. I think treatment, I think finding a mentor that's a former player or someone that can, a John Lucas type that can help him out, that he's obligated to listen to. But in the end, it's going to be up to John Morant. Do you want to be the face of the league and make hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars, or do you want to be just another player that keeps bumbling with their career and just a player in the NBA? And that's going to be up to him, whether he decides this is enough to knock him on his butt and tell him to wake up. Some of us, like myself, have had that situation where along the line, finally it took one situation to get to me that almost lost my wife and my family to say, okay, that's enough. So he has to hit that point, whatever point that is with him. I hope this is it.
Well, what's interesting to me is that the NBA never said you can't own a gun, right? The NBA is not saying you don't have the right to own a gun. All they're saying is stop flaunting it on social media. Is that so hard to do? Like.
Well, you're not, and you're also not allowed to bring the gun on a business.
Right.
So if you're an appearance, locker room game, blah, 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 airplane, blah, blah, blah. But if you're on a road trip, that's business. You're not supposed to bring it on a road trip or have one on a road trip. Or if you go to an appearance, you're not supposed to have one either. So, but it's not saying you don't have to have one. Just be logical.
This is why I'm surprised at the 25 games. This is why I'm not surprised. They've been investigating him for over a year now. There's been so many incidents, gun-related and not gun-related, just behaving really, really poorly and making bad decisions. He went in front of Adam Silver and said he'd fix this. He went to rehab, even though it was only for a day. And then after this happened again, Adam Silver went on with Malik Andrews, and he looked genuinely upset, like he'd been lied to. And then he announced after that he's waiting to the end of the NBA Finals. So we thought he was going to lay the hammer. But what you said, there's also a rule that I just found out today that I didn't know. You have to play 65 games to be eligible for all NBA, MVP,
that's
all
interesting.
defensive player.
They just put that in, yeah.
So now he cannot be eligible for those awards, and he was
Which he
not-
could have won, by the way.
Yeah, and he was not eligible last year because what had happened. So now he cannot get the Supermax contract. So there's also another $40 million he just lost right then.
And that's a very
Possible,
good point.
yeah.
That's a good point you made. I was unaware of that. And let me ask you, both of you guys, this. I mean, is this pretty much, okay, you do it again, you're done? Is this pretty much that situation or no?
No.
It's
You
not.
don't think so?
I think it's strike 2. It's not strike 1.5. No, I think if something happened again, he would be suspended for a year. I don't know. I know Michael Ray Williams or Richardson, one of them, was suspended for life for stuff he did. But then he was reinstated.
What was Gilbert Arenas?
Gilbert Arenas pulled a gun on a player in the locker room.
Yeah.
But I think I don't know how long he was suspended, but I think the next thing is, if it's 25 games, the next thing is 82, and that's, so if it's next year, that's $37 million. But I don't think, I mean, Adam Silver, you're right. I mean, because he was betrayed, and it's an employee betraying an employer, because that's what they are, and being lied to.
And what's unfortunate about this, on so many different levels, is he's such a gifted athlete, right? He's such a great player.
Phenomenal.
He's a gifted athlete, and it's not like he's ever committed a serious crime like assaulting somebody, right? Or what Conor McGregor is accused of doing. He's never.
Was he accused of assault?
No,
yeah.
public disturbance.
No,
putting your hands on somebody. I don't know.
17-year-old, what? He pulled a gun out on him. He hit it.
Yes.
No, they brought the who's a young player wherever they live, and he has a court in his backyard. Let's play some pickup ball, and they had an altercation, and supposedly he pushed him. One of his buddies punched him maybe, and as he was leaving in the driveway, he didn't brandish, but he showed that he had a gun in his waist, which is if you show it in a threatening way is a problem. So that is out there, and I don't know where that is, but I know the police were called.
It's ongoing, I believe.
Yeah.
It's an unfortunate circumstance. He's throwing his career down the toilet as we speak in his prime, when he's a star in this league, and he may never be the same. I don't know.
You see, and in his statement, he's pretty much begging his, I think it's Powerade and his sponsors,
Nike,
and he's pretty much begging them and apologizing to not go away. But there's no, they might go away.
You think Gatorade and all these other sponsors will say, okay, we're done?
I think it could be, yeah. I mean, and they're making that decision as we speak.
Yeah.
And his salary is $37 million. He makes way more than that in Powerade and Gatorade or Nike or whatever it is.
Yeah. So I'm going to read a little bit of the statement that you were referring to. He said, "I've had time to reflect, and I realize how much hurt I've caused. I want to apologize to the NBA, the Grizzlies, my teammates, and the city of Memphis, to Adam Silver and others who gave me the opportunity to be a professional athlete and have supported me. I'm sorry for the harm I've done to the kids who look up to me. I'm sorry for failing you as a role model. I promise I'm going to be better. To all my, we've heard this before, but we'll get into that. To all my sponsors, I'm going to be a better representation of our brands, and to all my fans, I'm going to make it up to you. I promise. I'm spending the off season and my suspension continuing to work on my own mental health and decision making. I'm also going to be training so that I'm ready to go when I can be back on the court. I know my teammates are going to hold it down, and I'm so sorry I won't be out there with you at the beginning of the season. I hope you'll give me the chance to prove to you over time I'm a better man than what I've been showing you." What are your thoughts on that?
Well, like we said, we heard it before, so it's kind of on deaf ears now. I mean, you said it before, and it took less than 2 months for you to go back on what you just said. Yeah. It's more detailed than he said the first time, and now he has more time than the 11-day treatment he got, which is a joke.
The problem I have is the first apology, he was very aloof. It didn't seem heartfelt. It seemed like he didn't, to me anyway, it seemed like the interview he did with Jalen Rose, not a big deal, I'm fine. All the naysayers out there, everything's good, everything's fine. He made it like it was just shrugging it off. Ego.
And you know as well as anybody, right? That's called denial.
Of course.
That when you have a problem and you don't admit it, it's called denial. Right. Until you accept the problem you have and then take the step to get help, you're going to be the same guy in a year from now, 7 months from now, when he comes back, until that step happens.
Let me ask you this too. There's a report in 2 of the instances, which are also being investigated by the NBA and outside the NBA, that his mother, his own mother, she was having a problem with some person at a store, working at the store, actually called Ja, and he brought his friends along and threatened the person working at the store.
Yeah.
Does his mother need to get it together and, back off? Or call the cops, or if she has a problem, or call security.
Yeah, I mean,
what is she doing?
Well, you talked about it, and it's right. Like the idea that everything is given to you, and I think she's jumped into that category.
I do too.
Even though she gave birth to Ja and she helped raise him, but she's not playing basketball, but she's acting like she did, and you know, there's a lot of people that happens to, and they get caught up in it. It's just. It's pretty sad because Ja is not, we hear there's, when I'm going to speak this week again, I'm going to talk about everybody has a different journey. So, to get to the NBA, guys get drafted in the top and they start right away and they're okay. Or guys have to go overseas and go to the minor leagues and come back and they're in the NBA. Or, guys like me get drafted in the second round, try to make teams and finally make it. Everybody has a different journey, and Ja Morant's journey is pretty inspiring. He was an unrecruited high school athlete. No one was recruiting him.
Yeah.
And
Murray State, right?
Yeah, the only way that someone got him was an assistant coach that was at a big-time AAU event, was watching in the big gym, and went to get some food and heard some commotion in the little gym where nobody is. And he went in there and saw Ja Morant throwing down some dunks and then talked to him and got him to sign at Murray State.
Wow.
That's the only reason. That's one of the main reasons he is where he is. So, he's come from that kind of, he wasn't a 5-star recruit. He wasn't all that. And, for better or worse, that's the situation he's in.
It's unfortunate. And the Memphis Grizzlies, sadly, and the teammates and the fans are the ones that are truly suffering here. Morant's got money. He'll be fine. Whether he doesn't play one more day in the NBA, he's set for the rest of his life. But the people that are really suffering, I think, are his teammates and the fans.
Coaches.
And coaches as
Could
well.
get fired.
No question that there's a lot of other people that are affected by his horrible decision-making. Let's call it for what it is. All right, here's what we're going to do. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're joined by Paul McKeskey. When we come back, we're going to talk a little bit about the Denver Nuggets and what this means for history. What does this mean for the history books with what the Joker has done, the numbers that he has put up? What does this mean for a guy like Murray, who some people thought his career might be over a few years ago? What does it mean for Coach Malone? What does it mean for the Miami Heat? What does it mean for Jimmy Butler? We're going to talk about that, and we will also look ahead to next year. Also, breaking news, San Diego State is no longer in the Mountain West Conference. They're in the Pac-12. What does this mean for the Mountain West Conference? Big news, bad news for the Mountain West Conference. And I would also say bad news for UNLV because San Diego State brought in the fans, and it was a nice rivalry.
Who's in the Pac-12 anymore?
Yeah, I know.
UCLA left, USC left.
I know, they're all gone. That's also a good point. We'll discuss that when we come back. We'll take a quick break. Be back after this. You're listening to Pushing the Limits right here on KSH.
Hey everybody, are you struggling to find a pizza place that reminds you of Brooklyn? That true blue New York style pie? Well, worry no more. Stallone's Italian Eatery Pizza is a knockout. We're located at 467 East Silverado Ranch Boulevard, just off of Premier Road, half a mile east of South Point Casino, just minutes from the Las Vegas Strip. Come by and grab a slice of pie. Plus, check out our Brooklyn-inspired Italian cuisine. Our sandwiches are super. Hero, that is. Because why be a sub when you can be a hero? Stallone's Italian Eatery is here to serve you phenomenal food, Vegas. Forget about it.
Buying or selling a home is a huge life event that requires guidance from an expert in the industry and community. My name is Blake Wynn. You may recognize my name as my grandfather was the best governor the state of Nevada has ever had. Growing up in Las Vegas, I've come to know this community intricately. Now, I am raising a family here as well. So I understand all the issues impacting our home and quality of life. As the top realtor for the #1 real estate team at Keller Williams, you can have confidence in my experience, knowledge, and track record. When it comes to buying, selling, or investing in real estate, choose a name you can trust and someone who understands the community you call home. Call Blake Wynn today and experience the difference of a trusted expert. 702 540-3311.
Sapphire Pool and Day Club, the world's only topless gentlemen's day club, introduces its 2023 pool season lineup with a bevy of beauties and social media celebrities throughout the summer who will all host alongside hundreds of Sapphire's topless poolside entertainers. Enjoy brunch in the sun with items like frittata-style omelets, stripping chicken, and French kiss toast before washing it down with signature summertime cocktails. 10 lines, beware. Go Bear! Ladies are welcome to go topless within the day club for the ultimate party. Guests can purchase affordable day bed packages, cabana packages, lounge chairs, and more. The best part though, Pushing the Limits will be broadcasting shows every other Friday throughout the pool season with a ton of surprise celebrity guests. Wow! Reserve your spot now. For more info, visit sapphirepoolLV.com or call 702-869-0003. That's 702-869-0003. See you at Sapphire.
Hey everybody, it's Brian Shapiro from Pushing the Limits. I want to tell you guys about Sahara West Urgent Care and Wellness. They're conveniently located on the southwest corner of Sahara and Jones. They're open Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. and Saturday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. At Sahara West Urgent Care, they'll take care of all your healthcare needs. They offer routine services such as physicals, STD testing, car accident treatment, and work injuries. You name it, they do it. They have on-site x-ray, EKG, ultrasound, and labs. They treat chronic conditions such as asthma, blood pressure, diabetes, and more. They also offer general wellness exams, treatments such as testosterone enhancement, and cancer screening. They're located on Sahara, 6125 West Sahara Avenue. Their number is 702-248-0554. And the best part, they accept most major insurances and affordable cash pay prices, office visits starting at just $95. And I'm also a client, so please give them a call, 702-248-0554.
Shopping is always easy with the Radio Shopping Show. Whether it's shopping during any one of our live shows right here on AM 1400 or listening live on the KSHP app, you can always call in at 702-221-7283 to pick up great deals with your favorite host. Or shop 24/7 at kshp.com. Go to kshp.com and select Shopper's Guide to browse hundreds of businesses featured on the show. Place your order online and we'll have it shipped right to your front door. With so many possibilities, it's hard not to shop.
The Klondike Casino is a friendly local spot that features their signature restaurant, the Klondike Grill, serving up fresh food fast. Open for breakfast, lunch, and dinner just off the 95 freeway on Sunset Road in Henderson. You will find the Klondike Casino, featuring all your favorite games from the Strip in the comfort of a neighborhood casino. You can place a bet at their full-service sports book, or start your day with a breakfast plate that comes with your choice of potato and toast. Or check us out for lunch or dinner and try one of our many sandwiches, like the popular beer-battered fish sandwich or the Philly cheesesteak. Check out the full menu at KlondikeSunset.com.
All right, welcome back. It's Pushing the Limits on a Friday. Little VGK parade tomorrow night. Yes. So my parents are moving out here, and I said to myself, who could I get my parents linked up with that could help them buy a house? Well, I had my mom call my good friend Blake Gwynn. You might recognize that name. His grandfather is the former governor here, Kenny Gwynn. And he works for Keller Williams. And Blake's been nothing but great to my mom, my parents, and giving them advice. I'm telling you right now, man, if you're thinking of buying or selling a home, there's no better person, somebody that is born and raised here, that knows this city inside and out, that will help you. Even if you're just considering buying or selling, please give this guy a call. Here's the number, 702-540-3311. Again, I'm going to give that number again. His name is Blake Gwynn with Keller Williams. It's area code 702-540-3311. I promise you won't be disappointed. 702-540-3311. And give him a call. That's his personal cell phone number, and he will take care of you. Joining me in studio, besides, of course, my co-host, Guy David, is Paul McKeskey, former NBA player and coach. And joining us in studio, decked in blue, and we were just talking a little bit about John Morant. Let's talk a little bit about the NBA Finals, Mo, and the fact that I think when you look at the Joker, you have to say to yourself, at least I have, we're watching greatness in the making, and this could be arguably the best center to ever play the game.
Yeah, I think he's, let's wait another 10 years maybe because, he
has a chance.
Yeah, you're talking about Shaq, you're talking about Kareem, you're talking about Wilt, you're talking about Russell. Does he have a chance to be up there? Absolutely. But a long way to go.
Where's he now on your rankings of centers?
Probably top 10, maybe something like that.
So obviously,
Akeem Olajuwon, all those guys put their time in.
You put Olajuwon over him still?
Right now, sure. Olajuwon played, 15 years? 12?
Yeah.
Well, how many years is this for a Joker? 5, maybe?
I believe so.
8 or more than that.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's, is it 5 or 6 or is it 8? It depends.
But 2 MVPs and a final MVP and a championship?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I want to
I'm about history. I'm about
As am I.
longevity. I'm not about, you come in and you get a couple MVPs. That's great. Awesome. You win championships. That's great. But you need to prove it over 15 years like these other guys did,
No question. And I look at a guy like Murray, and I thought what was special to me, because the Joker's a pretty level-headed guy. He doesn't get too emotional, at least doesn't show it. Murray was very teary-eyed and very emotional, and to me that was the most touching moment, because this is a guy people don't realize, you do, but a lot of people don't realize what a player, a professional athlete, has to go through with injury. And with his Achilles, a lot of people thought he'd never even play the game again.
His knee.
His knee. He couldn't even walk.
Yeah.
And comes back. First half of the year, he wasn't very good. Second half of the year, he was arguably the best player, one of the best in the NBA as far as scoring-wise. An unbelievable playoff run. And you saw what this meant to him. He seems like a really good dude, and you know him personally. He seems like a really good dude, solid dude.
Yeah, I spent some time with him when I was coaching up in Canada. Our pro team practiced in the same place that Orangeville Prep did. They had Jamal Murray, they had Thon Maker, they had Dylan Brooks, all on the same team, and a phenomenal team. And I talked to all of them, and he was the most level-headed and down-to-earth, I think. But people don't understand that. He was like the top of his game in the bubble. Mm-hmm. He was the bubble, he was like, and then he tore up his knee. And, people say, okay, you tear up your knee and you get surgery and then you rehab. It doesn't work like that. It's a month to year process, and there's ups and downs. And when you're that kind of athlete and you struggle to walk, let alone run or jump or cut, you get plateaus and you get frustrated and you get down. And so he went through that enough that at one point he asked the Nuggets, are you going to give up on me? And they say, of course not. But he thought they were going to give up on him. And after he won a championship, he thanked the ownership and the coach for not giving up. That's how deep that was. So, this emotionally, it was a pleasure for me to see that reaction from him. And people are all up in arms on the Joker when he said, this isn't the most important thing in my life. Chill out, man. I
love him.
Yeah, it's basketball, and he didn't say I'm not going to work at it and be the best player. He never said that, But
he's able to. I appreciate that he's able to separate, professionally winning a championship with his family. He's a family guy, and I appreciated what he said that day. He said, "Listen, I just want to get out of here. I want to go home.
I want to go home and get my horses."
Yeah,
but then he went to the parade, so I'm glad I stayed.
Yeah, but
Vegas last night.
I can understand that.
He's living the life.
You get a little burnt out. You want to separate, your professional life from your private life, and I think too many people in this lifetime are unable to do that. So I appreciate that about the Joker, and I understand where he's coming from.
I'll tell you what, and we're just talking about John Morant. In my opinion, not just because of where the Joker's from and how he was raised, he will, in my opinion, I'll probably get backtracking, he will never get in a situation like Conor McGregor or John Morant. Why? Look at his brothers. His brothers not only protect him, but they hold him accountable. Mm-hmm. So, and I think there's fear in it. I mean, Joker's not going to let, and they're not going to let anybody get to him. And if they were in that situation, they wouldn't have let him grab some girl's hand and go, no, you're not doing that. So, that's a
good
plus
point.
for him.
He's got a lot of good people around him. I want to ask you this. This might be a little bit of a controversy, switching topics here quickly. And congratulations to the Denver Nuggets. Of course, the Miami Heat had a great run. Before I get to another topic, Spoelstra, great coach. Jimmy Butler's going to be fine. Team's going to be just fine. They had a wonderful run. Nobody expected them to get that far. The Denver Nuggets have a lot of people that are still under contract, and I would imagine they're going to be very good for years to come. I just want you to comment on that before I switch topics.
Yeah, I think, I've talked a long time about 7-game series, right? Your stars need to be the stars. They need to do what they do, and they usually do. Like Butler wasn't great. He wasn't Jimmy Buckets, but he was good. Mm-hmm. 21, 28, 25, 20. He was good. Bam was good, really good. 26, 25, 20, 11, 20, and 12. Too many turnovers, but they did what they're supposed to do. Their role players let them down. Strus, which is, I know you really love Strus. He hates him, by the way. He had 2 games where he scored 0 points.
Yeah, he sucks.
And, Caleb Martin had a great series against Boston and looked like he's going to become a millionaire, a 100 millionaire, and then, came back down to earth. But that's acceptable.
He's not the kind of player that's going to be scoring 20-plus points in NBA games very often.
He's
Once in a while, he can get hot.
But he's a good guy, 13 and 12 or whatever.
He reminds me of like a Todd Day. Remember him back in the day playing
sure.
for the Boston Celtics? I mean, a guy that can shoot, a guy once in a while he's going to get hot, but Caleb Barton is never going to be an all-star and maybe not even a legitimate starter in the NBA. We'll have to wait and see.
Well, the biggest letdown is Gabe Vincent. Right?
Absolutely.
Gabe Vincent is their starter. He had 19 in the first game. He had 23 in the second game, which was their only win.
Yep.
Then he had 7, 2, and 6. And he's your starting scorer. So he's the one, and he's better than that. But Miami needs to, make some adjustments. Tyler Hero's coming back. They need to decide on Duncan and him. Who would you want? And maybe move one of them to get somebody else or open up space. And I hate to say this because it's from the Bucks, but if I was Miami and if I was Pat Riley, I'd be looking right at Brook Lopez, who's a free agent right now.
Yeah.
I would be looking at him and talking to his agent because if you bring Brook Lopez in and move Bam to the 4 spot, you solidify their defense. He fits that mold, and now you got and if Tyler Hero comes back, you could get back to the final.
Just quickly before I know Brian wants to move on, early prediction for next year.
Yep.
It's hard to say because everybody's moving around. So you have Chris Paul, who's a free agent. You have Van Fleet, who's a free agent, one of the better, most in demand, who could fit a lot of different spots. I mean, everyone's putting money on Denver, and I like that, but they need to make moves if they're going to come back and be the dynasty. They don't have a backup center. They're only 6 players deep. You relied on Christian Braun, who was one of my favorite guys, but he's a rookie guy who's an 8th
Great
guy,
athlete. Great athlete.
guy.
Yep.
So, and you need to get pressure off of the Joker to have to play all those minutes throughout the season and then come through in the playoffs.
Yeah.
So you need to replace him. You need to add with him someone that can do what he does.
Mm-hmm. Lakers.
And I'm gonna throw this name out there. Then, if I'm Denver, I'm looking at Draymond Green. Draymond Green does all this. He can't shoot like the Joker. Dribble handoffs. Great passer, plays bigger than he is. He can play a backup 5 if you need him to, or he can move over to the 4, and he has championship leadership. You do something like that,
That's a scary team.
Yeah, the Milwaukee Bucks, with Brook Lopez and Middleton, they're up in the air. Boston needs to decide, do they want to make a move and move on or go run it back? Golden State, you never know. Lakers can probably make some moves, so I just think it's too early to predict. But I would say, like, those moves from Miami, and if Denver could get someone like that could solidify. I mean, oh my gosh. I mean,
yeah.
I know, like, Phoenix Suns. They're talking about the guy from Portland, the guard, Lillard. Damon Lillard. They're looking at him because he's looking to move Beal from the Washington Wizards. They're looking to make a trade. So there's a lot of shifting that's going to go on in the next week because the draft is coming up.
It's going to be an interesting couple weeks for the NBA. Scary. You're talking about the Denver Nuggets and the possibility of Draymond Green. How scary that starting lineup could be.
That came from up here.
Yeah,
I was thinking about that on the way here.
That would be the brilliance of Paul Mo McKeskey. Boy, that would be scary. I want to read you a tweet that President Biden put out a few days ago, and I want to get your thoughts on this because it does involve basketball and it involves the Golden Knights. He said, "Congrats to the Vegas Golden Knights on their first Stanley Cup in just their 6th season. The first major professional franchise in such a proud American city. Today, the team and the entire community are champions." Now, to any normal human being, there's nothing wrong with that tweet. Why? And people are up in arms over what he said. First of all, the Vegas Golden Knights got here before the Aces. So whether you want to call the Aces a major professional team or not, Joe Biden is factually accurate. They were the first major professional franchise in this city. So I don't understand why people have an issue. Now, if people want to say the Las Vegas Aces are a major professional franchise, you're wrong. I'm sorry, you're wrong. The 4 major professional teams are NBA, NHL, Major League Baseball, and the NFL. I'm sorry, the WNBA, with all due respect to the Las Vegas Aces, are not a major professional franchise. They're a professional franchise, but they also were not the first professional team to win a championship here. There are other teams in the past before the Aces that have won professional championships. I take nothing away from the Las Vegas Aces, but these people out there that are just looking to attack Joe Biden for, by the way, saying something that is factually accurate. The first major professional franchise was and still is the Vegas Golden Knights, and the Aces came afterwards. I don't understand. Do you have a problem with this tweet? I don't get it.
It's the first I've heard, and so Aces fans are upset?
There's Aces. I'm looking at some of the tweets right now. You mean the first for the Vegas Golden Knights? Because Vegas has had one. The Aces came after the Vegas Golden Knights. Joe Biden said the first major professional franchise. The first major professional franchise is the Vegas Golden Knights.
That's blatantly wrong.
People can't read.
Biden's tweet's absolutely accurate.
Yeah.
And I think well said.
Yeah, I mean, people get all offensive. I mean, you have to have reality, right? So Major League Baseball, NFL, NBA, and NHL are the major leagues, right? And you have MLS, you have WNBA, and some other ones out there that are just a tier below them. That's just the facts. It's not, and it's not putting down anybody.
He's not even getting into the fact that the Aces are not a major professional team, because that's not what his tweet said. All he said was that the Knights were the first major professional franchise. Do people not understand? The Knights came here before the Aces. The Knights came here in 2017. The Aces came here in 2018. I don't understand why people don't comprehend that.
I think it's just too. I mean, let's be happy. I mean, we got a Stanley Cup in Vegas, and we got a WNBA championship in Vegas. The A's are coming. I don't know what they're going to do, but NBA is coming in the next 3 years.
It is a fantastic time for Las Vegas right now.
Yeah, I mean, the NBA is coming. They're going to put up a stadium, a 20,000-seat arena right by my house at Blue Diamond. It's already bought.
Is this all true?
Yes, the owner, I can't remember his name. They used to own the brothers that used to own Seattle. He had a press conference 2 days ago.
Because Adam Silver said no expansion franchise before 2025, I believe. You think a few years after that?
I think in 3 years.
So right after that.
Yeah. I mean, I think, the guy that's saying, man, I wish I could remember his name. I'm terrible with names, but he's a legitimate guy. They own the Seattle. They're building the arena, 20,000 seat with the casino and everything. They already bought the land. They're as far into their thing as the A's are into their thing, probably farther.
You think it'll be an expansion franchise?
Yes, I think. And the reason for that is if you move a franchise, the NBA owners, they don't get anything. If you sell an expansion team, that's $3 billion, whatever you sell it for.
Here's where I don't like what Bryce Harper's doing, and I like Bryce Harper a lot, but Bryce has been very outspoken on the fact that he doesn't want the A's to come to Las Vegas. He thinks that we should do what the Vegas Golden Knights did, right, and just start a franchise here. But what he doesn't understand is people want Major League Baseball here now. If we go doing what Bryce Harper wants them to do, get an expansion team, it could be 5 to 10 years before we get a baseball team here. I understand and I agree with him that it's better to be homegrown like the Vegas Golden Knights. That's the way to do it. It just so happened it worked out that way. But listen, the A's are really bad. They have a terrible fan base. Fan base was much better years ago. They're terrible. They're the worst team in the league. They come out here, I don't know if they'll be successful or not. I don't know. I can't answer that. But what I do know is many locals here in Las Vegas that are sports fans like myself, they want Major League Baseball here. It might not be the perfect scenario, but you want a Major League. I mean, listen, the Raiders have been bad the last couple of years. They haven't been very good. Last year was a bad year. I think this year is going to be worse. I don't like Josh McDaniels. I don't like the decisions that Mark Davis makes. This team is probably not a playoff team. With that being said, it's going to be packed at Allegiant Stadium. Now, I understand the NFL is a different product than Major League Baseball. I get that. But the Raiders are going to be just fine from a profitable standpoint, whether they win or lose. I'm not sure that's the case with the Las Vegas A's when they come here. If this team really sucks, you're going to get other fan bases coming here. Yankees fans, Red Sox fans. They're going to come, but you need that local support. If the A's are really bad, Vegas wants a winner. If the A's are really bad, maybe Bryce Harper's right. I don't know. Maybe he's right.
Yeah, I mean, let me ask you this. Okay, so in your opinion, in your both opinions, is it easier to have an expansion franchise and be successful as a basketball team, NBA team, a hockey team, NHL, NFL, or Major League Baseball?
So I would say Major League Baseball would be last.
Hardest?
Yes.
Right.
I would say the NBA would be third. The reason why I put the NFL ahead of, and I would probably put hockey second. The reason why I put the NFL number one is because it's such a big event. The games are on the weekends.
I'm talking about winning and losing.
Oh, you're talking about winning. I'm talking about a successful franchise.
No, I'm talking about winning and losing. Because really, like in Vegas, I understand. I mean, most everybody. If you're not going to win, no one's going to come. I mean, Golden Knights would have had a nice, but they won right away.
I think the NFL is hardest, number one. I think Major League Baseball is probably number two. And then I put the NHL and the NBA about the same because they have similar cap rules. And Major League Baseball is really tough because, you can buy a team. And the A's don't have the money. They've never had the money to do that.
But you can buy a team and you could be the Mets that bought a team, spent twice as much as the Yankees.
And they still couldn't win.
Yes, but my thought process is the bigger your roster and the more players you have to be successful, good players, the harder it is to be an expansion team.
NFL.
Yeah, NFL and baseball, right?
Yeah.
Well, Brian, do the A's within the next few years have to change their whole recruiting and spending process? Do they need to go out and get some stars?
Billy Beane and management there have been doing the same thing for years. Guess what, guys? It's not working. It's not working. How many World Series have the A's been doing the last 20 years? It's not working.
But
they made a great movie.
Brad Pitt.
Do they have to realize that now, though, in case it fails here? They don't have any stars on the team. No one's going to come out. Vegas is a city of stars, celebrities, and entertainment.
I think
they can't keep doing what they're doing.
I think it's a good question. If the A's are really bad for several years, the fan support will not be here.
Who owns
they have to spend, right? They've got to go get a couple of stars, even if they're losing.
And on
early.
top of the part that Mark Davis does not get along with A's management, that doesn't help this situation either. They're not going to be cross-promoting. That's not going to help.
So who owns the A's?
I don't even remember the group. I should know that. I don't remember the group.
But they're still going to own the A's here, right?
My understanding is yes.
So with the same money
that's the problem.
And the same philosophy, that's going to be a problem.
That's a problem. I agree.
It has to change,
so maybe, as much as I hear Bryce Harper criticizing because I want a team to be here, at the same time I say to myself, geez, maybe Bryce Harper's
that's
right.
The first thing when I saw that last night, I said he's all wrong. But now when I think about it, they're the same owners with the same thought process, and they're not willing to spend the money to be successful. He might be right.
You can't do Moneyball in Vegas.
Yeah.
You need some stars.
Put your mic on. Is your mic not working?
John Fisher is the owner.
John Fisher, who does not get along with Mark Davis. They don't get along with each other.
Well, that's
but
great.
He needs to be he needs to be willing to spend his money. I don't even know if he has money because there's owners like in the NBA. Some have $3 billion or billionaires like Mark Cuban. Some are not, so they can't spend the money.
The NBA will be successful here, even with a bad team, just because you don't have 3 or 4 games in a row. There's a couple games a week, and it's more, not to say that it's not star-studded, but when you have a stadium that's going to be this big.
So here's my point, too. In the NBA, if you have 2 stars, you got a great team.
Yeah.
So they don't need 7 stars. The other thing is, who I think is going to bring the team is the former owner of the Bucks and LeBron James together. They're friends.
That'll work.
They have money, and I think that'll work.
I agree with you. Big Mo, thank you so much for joining us. As always, appreciate it, my friend, and Guy
need
David.
2 hours, man.
Well, we do have 2 hours. You're just here for an hour, but
because you're yelling at people on the phone.
Well, you're gonna have an hour with. That's true. That's a good point. I do waste a lot of time doing that. Mo, you're gonna be in with Guy David next week. I'm gonna be visiting my family on Wednesday. Good luck at New Mexico State, talking to the football crew out there. And Guy, thanks for joining me. I know you're going to have a fun weekend because you're alone this weekend, so I know you're going to have even more fun than usual, right?
Ruckus, mayhem.
Now I'm going to get you. Now I'm going to get you in trouble. No, thanks, thanks everybody. Thanks Numchuck. Thanks everybody here at KSHP. We'll see you on Monday, same time, same place. Have a great time at the parade. Don't do anything that I wouldn't do. We'll see you guys on Monday.
That leaves you